Most people don't think twice about their front door. You open it, you close it. Maybe you hung a wreath on it last season and haven't touched it since. But what if I told you that this single door, this quiet, everyday object, might be the very reason money isn't staying in your life? It sounds dramatic, but it's not. Because in home energy flow, your front door isn't just the way people enter. It's how opportunity, support, and financial luck are invited in or quietly pushed away. Think about it. You wouldn't welcome a guest through a messy, blocked, or broken entryway. So why do we expect prosperity to walk through a door that doesn't feel open, balanced, or even maintained? Your front entrance is the very first conversation your home has with the outside world. And depending on how it's built, how it opens, and what surrounds it, that conversation either says, "Come in, stay a while," or "This isn't your place." In this video, we're not just talking aesthetics, we're talking function, flow, and subtle design choices that quietly shape your luck. If you've ever felt like money slips through your fingers, or success circles your life but never lands, your front door might be worth a second look. Let's begin right there. Part 1. Your door isn't just an entrance. It's the first whisper to the universe. There's a moment often overlooked that happens every single day. When you step toward your front door, reach for the handle, and open your home to the world. Maybe it's in the early morning light, coffee in hand, or later when you return from work and the porch light glows faintly. But that moment, the subtle creak, the swing open, the breeze that drifts in or escapes, is not just a routine. It's energy in motion. And the way your front door holds or releases that energy says more than you think. This isn't about superstition. It's about attention. About recognizing that the entrance to your home is not simply functional but symbolic. Because your front door is where everything begins: connection, opportunity, even prosperity. In many ways, it's not just a boundary between indoors and out. It's a boundary between what you're keeping in and what you might be letting go without even knowing it. Now imagine two homes. In one, the front door is tight, narrow, and sticks slightly when you open it. It creaks or scrapes. Maybe it's always a bit dim in that area. When you walk in, you instinctively lower your shoulders or turn sideways to move through. You don't think much of it. It's just a door. In the other home, the entrance is clear, welcoming. The handle turns smoothly. The hinges glide, and the air feels light as you cross the threshold. There's a sense of arrival, not just physically, but emotionally. You feel received, not squeezed in. That difference, that very real contrast in feeling, is the whisper I'm talking about. Your home either speaks softly, "Come in, stay, grow here," or it hesitates, even resists. The size and placement of your front door affect this energy more than you might realize. A door that is too small compresses movement and light. It creates an unconscious tension, as if you have to shrink yourself to enter your own life. Over time, that tension builds, and without noticing, your days may begin to feel just slightly harder. Like you're always adjusting, always squeezing through something invisible. In contrast, a door that's too large may seem luxurious but can create an ungrounded feeling. Like a mouth that stays open too wide. It doesn't hold anything in. Energy, like people, needs boundaries to feel safe. An oversized entry might allow abundance in, but it also lets it escape just as easily. So what's the balance? It starts with proportion. Your front door should feel appropriate to the scale of your home, yes, but more than that, it should feel right to you. When you open it, do you feel welcome? When you close it, does the space hold you? If not, it's worth asking why. Because this small moment, this passage from outer world to inner sanctuary, is the gateway through which your energy re-enters your life again and again. Let's go deeper. When your body moves through a space, it responds instinctively. A narrow doorway can subconsciously trigger feelings of restriction or caution. You might breathe less deeply. A low frame might make you duck slightly, even if you don't realize it. Over time, these micro-signals influence your state of mind. You begin your day not expansive but contracted, and contraction is the opposite of receiving. On the other hand, an entryway that lets light in, that allows you to move freely and naturally, sets a different tone. You start from a place of ease. And ease quietly is what allows things to come to you. This is why your front door matters, not because it's fancy, not because it's expensive, but because it's the first thing that greets you every time you return to yourself. And whether you know it or not, that greeting sets a pattern for how you feel in your own space, for how others respond when they visit, and yes, for how energy flows around you. There is something sacred about this threshold. It's not a place to rush through. It's where you pause to check your keys, where you gather yourself before stepping out, where you exhale the day before stepping in. And if the space around it is chaotic, broken, ignored, the message is felt. Not just by guests, but by you, especially by you. Because your nervous system remembers patterns, and if your entrance says blocked, not ready, or can't hold, you may begin to feel that way too, even when you can't explain why. So today, I want you to look at your front door again, not just as a structure, but as a signal. Ask yourself, does this entry reflect the life I want to create? Does it invite good things to stay, or is it quietly letting them slip away? Because when we talk about a door being a money magnet, we're not talking about superstition. We're talking about alignment, about making sure the first opening to your life supports what you want more of: peace, support, clarity, abundance. And you don't need to knock down walls to begin. Sometimes it starts with adjusting a hinge, cleaning the sill, changing a bulb. Sometimes it starts with noticing what your door has been saying and deciding it's time to change the conversation. Part 2, what is your door made of? What does it say without words? Most people choose their front door based on style, security, or resale value. But very few ever pause to ask, what does this door say without saying a word? The material you choose, the color you paint, the feel of the surface when you rest your palm on it. These are not just aesthetic choices. They are signals. And whether you realize it or not, they tell the world how welcome you are to what's waiting outside and how ready your home is to let it in. Let's begin with something simple: wood. A solid wooden door is more than a classic choice. It carries warmth. When you touch it, there's a quiet softness beneath the strength. Wood breathes. It absorbs the changes in the seasons. It creaks a little when the air turns dry. It expands when the rain comes. That breath, however small, is part of what makes wood feel alive. And when your home begins with something that feels alive, it sets the tone for everything else inside. Now picture the opposite, a front door made entirely of cold, sharp metal. Sleek, modern, maybe even expensive, but does it feel like it holds warmth, or does it reflect everything that comes near it? Metal can be striking, but it can also push energy away. It feels sealed, closed off, like a wall pretending to be a welcome. If your front door makes you feel like you're walking into a vault or a storage unit, something's off. Even if it's beautiful. And then there's glass. We're told it brings in light, and it does. But too much transparency at the entrance of your home doesn't just invite brightness. It also invites exposure. A glass door says nothing to hide, but sometimes what we need is something to hold. Energy doesn't settle where it has nothing to rest against. A fully transparent door is like a conversation where no one listens, just constant passing through. The light comes in, and so does everything else, but nothing stays. It's not about privacy, it's about presence. Your door should allow light to enter, yes, but it should also invite it to stay. Every material speaks a language. Wood says you're safe here. Metal says you're protected, but stay alert. Glass says I'm open, but sometimes that openness has no roots. Even composite or plastic, though practical, can feel hollow if not balanced with texture, color, and weight. Ask yourself this: when you touch your door, does it give something back, or does it take? Now let's talk color, not just as a style decision, but as an emotional signature. The color of your front door is the first mood your home expresses. A deep red can feel bold, alive, energized. But too much red, especially in a direction that doesn't hold fire energy well, can create agitation, like caffeine on an already anxious heart. A black or navy door might feel grounding and elegant, especially on a north-facing home. But if your house sits in shadow most of the day, it could become too heavy, pulling everything downward. On the other hand, a gentle green can suggest growth, softness, harmony. But if overused, it may feel dull, like a promise that never quite arrives. You don't have to know the ancient traditions behind color. You just have to feel. Step outside. Look at your door. How does it feel to walk toward it? Does it rise to meet you, or does it fade into the background? Does it feel like a hand reaching out or a shoulder turning away? This is not about choosing the right color from a chart. It's about choosing the right presence, the right welcome. When your door's material and color come together in alignment with your house, your life, and your energy, something changes. The air feels a little lighter when you open it. You breathe more deeply as you cross that threshold. And that simple, physical response, that's what tells you energy is moving in the right direction. Your front door does not need to be grand. It doesn't need to be expensive, but it does need to feel. It needs to feel like you meant for it to be there. Not just because it was already part of the house when you bought it, but because you claimed it as the place where your life begins and where all good things are invited to return. So if you've never thought about what your door is made of, or what it says before you even open it, maybe now is the time. Not to judge it, not to overthink it, just to notice. Because what you notice, you can change. And what you change, especially here at the very first point of entry, has the quiet power to shift everything that follows. Part 3. Which way does it open? Inward invitation or outward goodbye? Most people don't pay attention to which way their front door swings. It's just how the builder installed it, or maybe it had to be that way because of the floor plan. But here's something we don't talk about enough. When your door opens, it tells a story. And depending on the direction it swings, that story either invites energy in or pushes it away before it ever has the chance to settle. Imagine you arrive at someone's home, and as you reach for the door, they open it toward you, stepping aside to welcome you inside. There's an unspoken warmth in that gesture. The space is open for you to enter. Now picture the opposite. You go to knock, and the door suddenly swings outward toward you, cutting the distance and forcing you to step back. It might not be intentional, but it feels like a rejection, even if it's subtle. That's how energy reacts too. When a door swings inward, it signals openness. It draws energy inside. It lets the home breathe, receive, embrace. It doesn't just make room physically, it makes room energetically. There's space for things to enter and rest. But when a door swings outward, it disrupts that flow. It throws energy off course. Instead of inviting, it resists. Instead of holding space, it forces space away. And you might not realize it, but that small difference in direction could be shaping how abundance interacts with your home. Let's be honest. In many newer homes, especially in North America, doors that open outward are common. Sometimes it's due to building code, weatherproofing, or even security reasons. That's reality. But if the motion of your door constantly interrupts the natural pull of energy inward, then something needs to be adjusted. Not always structurally, but intentionally. You might not be able to change the hinges, but you can change the message. That brings us to the foyer, the often overlooked area that carries more energetic weight than we realize. The entry space inside your front door is not just a landing. It's not just where you toss your keys, kick off your shoes, or stack deliveries. It's the holding zone for everything that enters your life. Think of it like a gentle cup where energy is caught, cradled, and slowly poured into your home. If that space is cluttered, dark, cramped, or closed off, energy bounces. It doesn't land. It doesn't linger. It certainly doesn't spread. We've all walked into homes where the entrance feels tight. Maybe there's a bulky coat rack right by the door, a pile of bags, or a hallway that makes you shuffle sideways to get through. You don't feel invited. You feel like you're squeezing in. And just like people, energy doesn't stay where it feels unwelcome. The goal isn't perfection, it's flow. Your foyer should feel like a soft landing, not a detour. Lighting plays a quiet but critical role here. A dim foyer, especially in the daytime, sends a message that this space isn't alive. And darkness, while not inherently bad, can become stagnant when not balanced with light. So if your entryway feels like a cave, even when the sun is out, consider how that affects the energy you bring home with you. A single overhead light isn't always enough. Sometimes it takes a warm lamp on a side table or a wall sconce that casts a soft glow. Not too bright, not sterile, just enough to say, "We're here, we're ready." Mirrors are another powerful presence in a foyer, but they must be placed with care. One of the most common mistakes people make is placing a mirror directly across from the front door. It might seem logical to bounce light to make the space feel larger. But energetically, what a mirror does in that position is reflect everything back out. The moment energy enters your home, it's sent right back where it came from. It's like extending an invitation only to slam the door mid-sentence. Instead, if you want to use a mirror in your foyer, place it to the side. Let it catch the light, the movement, the life of the space, not the entrance itself. Let it amplify, not block. Now take a moment and imagine your own entrance, not just how it looks, but how it feels. Do you step into openness or into chaos? Does the space breathe or does it choke? Is there a scent that comforts, a sound that calms, a softness underfoot that signals you've arrived? These are not luxuries, they are cues, and they shape how you move through your home. More importantly, they shape how energy moves through you. If your door opens out, you're not doomed. If your foyer is small, you're not out of options. These are invitations, not verdicts. Add softness, add light, add clarity, use rugs that ground, art that lifts, plants that soften, sound that welcomes. These small sensory choices don't just shift the atmosphere, they shift the message. And that message is simple. This home receives what it wants to keep. There's a reason front doors are used in rituals across cultures. A reason they are decorated, blessed, honored. Because they are not just thresholds for people. They are thresholds for luck, love, rest, renewal. They are the quiet moments between the world you walk through and the world you choose to build inside. And in that tiny moment when the door swings open or closed, something invisible moves, something whispers, and your home responds. So ask yourself, when you open your door, what direction does energy go? Does it come in and sit down, or does it get turned around at the threshold? If the answer leaves you unsure, maybe it's time to turn toward the entrance and begin again. Part 4, the small mistakes that quietly block big fortune. It's rarely the obvious that blocks abundance. More often, it's the forgotten corners, the overlooked habits, the silent clutter collecting near our front door that turns fortune away before it even has the chance to knock. Small things, mundane things, a worn-out doormat, a squeaky hinge, shoes scattered at the threshold. These aren't just messes. They are signals, and they speak louder than we think. Look at your entrance, not with your usual hurried glance, but with fresh eyes. Is the paint fading? Are cobwebs gathering in the corners? Is there rust on the mailbox or a bulb flickering above the porch? These may seem like small imperfections, but they whisper a message each time you leave and return. That message may be, this home is tired, this space is overlooked. And if that's what you absorb day after day, it begins to color how you move through the world. Abundance, like any guest, prefers to arrive where it's expected. Not to a path blocked by broken pots or a walkway overrun by weeds. Not to a threshold crowded with shoes that haven't been worn in months or a trash bin that greets you before anything else does. These aren't just objects, they are metaphors, and your energy responds to them before your mind has the chance to catch up. Take, for example, that overflowing shoe pile. In many homes, it's a symbol of welcome, of groundedness. But when disorganized, dirty, or forgotten, it stops feeling like a ritual and starts feeling like resistance. Guests step into disarray, you walk into dissonance, and what should be a pause becomes a point of pressure. Your home says, there's no room here to land. Even functional pieces, the umbrella stand, the coat rack, the welcome mat, can disrupt flow when they're tired or misplaced. A welcome mat that hasn't been cleaned in years doesn't welcome much. A porch light that flickers or stays out leaves energy uncertain, hesitant. Darkness near a doorway doesn't feel restful, it feels empty. And when the entrance feels empty, so does the invitation. Now move your gaze outward. The path to your home, does it meander gently or is it cracked and uneven? Are you guiding energy in or forcing it to dodge puddles, clutter, or distraction? The walk to the door sets the tone. Not just for guests, but for luck, for clarity. For peace, a clear path, however simple, says, "You're welcome here, come on in." And then there's sound, that creaky hinge, the screen door that slams shut. These seem minor, but sound imprints memory. The sounds of your entrance become the first note in the symphony of your home. Harshness repels, softness draws in. Silence, well held, creates space for intention. So what can you do? Begin by paying attention. Step outside your door and enter again, but as a guest. What do you notice? What feels off or uninviting or broken? These aren't flaws, they're openings. Invitations to bring presence back to the place where energy begins. You don't need a renovation, you need awareness. Replace the doormat, oil the hinge, move the trash can out of sight, dust off the corners you stopped seeing. Add a small light, a living plant, a piece of art that makes you smile. These are acts of care, and care attracts presence. Presence attracts abundance. Often, the shift we crave in life doesn't start with something new. It starts with letting go of what's in the way. Clearing the entrance isn't about decorating, it's about making space. And in that space, something new can finally arrive. So the next time you stand at your door, pause, don't just pass through. Ask yourself, does this entrance reflect the life I'm ready for? If not, maybe it's time to sweep, to clear, to choose again. Because the doorway to your home isn't just where you step in, it's where your future does too. We've walked together through the quiet layers of something that often goes unseen, your front door, not just as wood or glass or paint, but as a living threshold between your home and the world. And what we've uncovered is simple but powerful. That energy is shaped by attention. That fortune responds to clarity. And that small choices, how a door opens, what stands beside it, how light lands at your feet, have the quiet strength to change the way life meets you. This isn't about superstition. It's about the signals we send every single day without words. The moment you turn a handle, step through, or come home again, something speaks. And when your entrance says, "I'm present, I care, I'm ready for more," the world listens. What you've done today by being here, by watching this all the way through, is not passive. It's meaningful. It means something in you is ready to pay attention, not just to how things look, but to how they feel, to how you feel, and that's where all lasting change begins. So whether your door swings inward or out, whether it's old or newly painted, whether your foyer is grand or just a small mat on the floor, what matters is the energy you place there, the care you offer it, the intention you give it, because what you care for begins to care for you in return. Thank you truly for spending this time with me, for opening your heart to these gentle shifts that may seem small, but carry so much power. I hope your front door becomes not just something you pass through, but something that welcomes every good thing you've been waiting for. And wherever you are in the world, I'm wishing you light on your threshold and abundance at your feet.